The Dirty Hit with Matt Clark and Justin Desare, right here on the Wide Right Sports Podcast Network.
What do you think about this whole situation? What's your take on it?
Okay. I think that everyone needs to chill the fuck out a little bit and not take everything to heart so much.
I do think that there is a thing called pretty privilege. There is a thing called white privilege. There is a thing called tall privilege.
So Sonny Huston is a fucking idiot, okay? There's an attractiveness to Caitlin Clark, not because she's white. And let's be honest, Caitlin Clark, I love you. And this is no dig on you. But when it comes to, I mean, there's a lot prettier out there.
There is.
Okay, let's just say it out.
She's not a 10.
Okay, Caitlin Clark's not a 10. Is Josh Allen a top 3 quarterback in the NFL right now?
To answer you, yes, I think he is in the top 3. But it's close, though. And to me, it is not a slam dunk.
Not attached to here. I just love seeing what he did last year at the end of the season.
Yeah.
I want to see Samuel do good. I want to see Coleman fucking light it up. I want to see everybody do great together because that's how you win a Super Bowl, right? What do you think is going to happen with the Chicago Bears? Is anything exciting going to happen, or is it just going to be the same Chicago Bears this year? I mean, is Caleb Williams really going to get things going? If you were a Bears fan, let's kind of pretend we were Bears fans.
Let's pretend
for a second. Okay. Are we excited about this, or are we like, well, I mean, it's just one guy, or does it depend on what they're going to do next?
Sure. Okay, so Brian, who do you think the dark horse of the year is? Who is going to make a run and surprise everybody? And I'm not saying win the Super Bowl, but just who's going to fuck things up this year that nobody sees coming?
That's the salty post of the day. Here's the Buffalo Bills championship window. The window,
rough.
The window is more than closed. The window is absolutely battered. I mean, is the window closed?
I don't think it is.
Is the window closed for the Bills?
But it's closing.
Mm-hmm.
It's closing, right?
All right. We are back with season 2 of Wide Right Sports. New show, Justin, The Dirty Hit.
Get the soap out.
Get the soap out. It's going to get dirty. That's the name of the show. Now, The Dirty Hit has to do with dirty tackles. No, it's not a raunchy, R-rated
dirty
show
plays
that you can't have your kids watch because
we love the kids.
We love the kids. And we want the kids to watch, but we had to come up with a name that hasn't been used a million times over, and we figured we'd go with The Dirty Hit because it's all about the dirty tackles, right?
How many times in a game do you say, oh, that was dirty?
It's so dirty.
Right?
It was so dirty.
So it fits.
It does fit. So welcome back, everybody. We're really excited to relaunch the show today. Preseason, man. I mean, it's up. It's coming. When's the first game?
I think it's Saturday.
Saturday, and we got now. I'm not.
The Bills play the Bears.
I know
and Caleb Williams is playing.
Is he?
He is.
He better freaking play.
Yep. Yeah.
Because he's actually talked a lot of shit.
No.
During the draft.
Did he?
He talked mad shit.
I don't think we talked about that at all last year.
During the draft. And Caleb Williams now better come into Buffalo and not make a complete fool out of himself. Because you know we're not going to be playing anybody. Well, actually, we might be playing
starters
a lot
will play
of
one
people.
or two drives. Yeah,
Who's a starter, though?
Well, the main guys, right? So the true starters.
But who are the main guys? We've lost everybody.
Well, that's true. True.
Who's the main guy in the Buffalo?
We still got
Damar Hamlin. Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, besides Josh Allen and Kincaid and Shakir, it's all new, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
So, there's going to be a lot to figure out. Preseason with the Bills will be something to really pay attention to.
It will.
Just because it's a brand new team.
Yep.
So Caleb Williams is going to come out. He's got to prove himself. He wants his equity stake in the Chicago Bears.
In the NFL.
Yeah. So he's going to have to earn it.
Yeah, this fucking guy.
So if you're just joining us, this is the new podcast, The Dirty Hit. We're going to be every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Tuesday night, 9 p.m. YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and just a whole bunch of podcasts. iTunes. All over. A whole bunch of, we'll be on Google Podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, just everywhere. Everywhere, The Dirty Hit. We're coming.
We didn't get canceled season
one.
No
pun intended.
We didn't get canceled season 1.
We didn't get canceled. I'm not sure if iHeartRadio is going to pick up the name The Dirty Hit.
Hey, well,
maybe they will. I'm not sure. So not many people know about the show. So tonight's a good dry run. We're getting ready to kick off the season. We've done a lot in the studio to get ready for tonight, and you guys will see a lot of cool things in the next coming weeks. So just real quick, kind of before we get into football, before we get into all the exciting stuff, what's been going on with the Olympics? Let's talk about the Olympics for a second.
We're killing it.
We are killing it. I heard we're killing it. That's great. It looks like we've got. Are we winning? Like, is the U.S.
Yeah, we're
leading this
winning.
thing?
Look,
Okay, good. We're winning.
86-59.
Because I know it's been going back and forth between
Yeah.
China and the U.S. So we're winning it. That's great. Okay.
Yeah, we're
good.
absolutely killing it.
Good. And all I really care about
Yeah.
is the medal of the gold count, right?
Yeah.
Who cares about the medal count?
Right? Yeah, 86-59. I mean, this is a landslide, right? So shout out to all our Olympians, right, representing the United States. We love you, representing us proud. You watch some of this stuff, and I'm not like huge into it, but I saw the guy break the pole vaulting world record yesterday. That was pretty cool. That was exciting.
So
And
the only thing I saw about pole vaulting, do you know where I'm going with this?
I think I know.
Some dude's junk got him hung
Yeah, he
up.
got DQ. Yeah, he hit the bar.
Did you see the sponsor who paid him $250,000? It was an adult site. So this adult site, after he got his junk hung up on the pole, like knocked the pole down with
because his dong was too big.
His dong was too big.
Dude's packing.
Dude was packing. Dong was too big, and an adult website was like,
We need you.
we need you
Yeah,
now.
we need you now.
And here's $250,000.
And he took the money.
And of course he took the money.
Why wouldn't you?
I would take, dude.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
I mean, not only do you get sponsored, I mean, his junk really was the hero in that story. Like we want to sponsor your business.
if he didn't have his junk named before, he does now.
right.
100%.
Yeah. So it's
So-
really it's great to see. I'm not sure how this is going to be pulled in. Oh, it's a mess. It's a mess. We didn't get that slide sorted. But we'll go back to Justin here for a minute. 24 gold medals to 22 China. And then everybody else is just kind of getting really destroyed, aren't they?
Everybody else is just kind of there. So, again, shout out to all of our Olympians. We just want to take a brief moment and, acknowledge that because it is only once every 4 years. So, shout out to our guys and girls out there doing their thing. Love you.
Absolutely.
Keep rolling.
So here's what. See, I haven't watched a lot of the Olympics. Okay, I'm
Okay.
not boycotting the Olympics.
No, you're
It's
not woke?
It's not. I'm not woke. I'm not
Yeah.
boycotting it. Although people would have their own.
Yeah.
Certain people would say no. You're woke if you watch it,
Right.
and some people say you're woke if you don't watch it. Whatever.
stop.
But I'm not boycotting it. But what's pissed me off, Justin, about the Olympic situation is this. There's a lot of people who went to the Olympics because of the narrative. Mm-hmm. Okay?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who aren't on the Olympics because of the narrative.
Right.
I'll give you an example. Bryson DeChambeau. Bryson should have been playing.
Mm-hmm.
But because of Liv,
Right.
well, they couldn't have a Liv player represent the United States, even
God
though, hold
forbid.
on a second.
Even though he's American.
He's a freaking American.
Right. Yeah.
Bryson should be there.
Right.
He is statistically right now a better
Yeah.
player
Yeah.
than Wyndham Clark.
Yeah.
He should absolutely be there. He was left off because of the bullshit Liv
Yeah.
fiasco.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
LeBron James should be nowhere near the freaking Olympics.
Okay.
LeBron James is not good enough to be playing on the American. Do you think LeBron James is?
I think
I mean,
he
the guy's
is.
40 years
I
old.
think he is,
You do?
but he's still one of the best players in the NBA.
So you think he deserved a spot
I
on
mean,
that team?
I would have liked to see a younger guy with a shot. He's done it, right? But whatever. I mean,
How is they? How
he
are
is,
they
he is
doing?
still the face of the NBA for the moment.
How,
Right? So
how are the?
they're 4-0. They're 4-0.
Okay.
But they have struggled. They won handedly the other night. They play tomorrow at 3 a.m. I think I want to say, but they had a couple of close games. One in particular, they only won by 1 point, right? So there's a lot of narrative out there of this team is loaded and this team is stacked and this and that and the other. But at the end of the day, they have had some really close games. So that's debatable. Right.
All right. Well, I don't.
What
I
did
don't,
Charles say?
I don't want LeBron James anywhere near.
No, well, that's all right. It's all right.
I'm just salty about LeBron.
You are salty.
I'm too salty.
You're a LeBron hater.
I'm a hater. I hate the guy.
Right.
What does Charles Barkley have to say about things?
So there's this narrative, right? I put this up on our page earlier that there are folks out there that, and look, there's two sides to this coin as always, that this team this year would smoke the 92 Dream Team. Charles had an opinion on this. If you just want to scroll down a shade there, Matt. Charles, puts me in a bad mood when they compare the Dream Team to this current team. I hope that after seeing these results, there are no doubt about who is the best team. All our victories were more than 30 points without even taking a single timeout.
Yeah,
That's legitimate.
Yeah.
Because the 92 Dream Team did blow out everybody.
absolutely.
in a
Who was on the
landslide.
92 Dream
Dude,
Team? It's
come
got to
on.
be Jordan,
Bird,
yeah.
David Robinson.
Just everybody.
Everybody was on that
Everybody.
team. John Stockton, right?
Yeah.
Everybody was on that
Yeah.
team. Karl Malone.
Well,
everybody was on that team. So now you could make the case, however, that the talent pool overseas is much deeper than it was in the 90s.
Okay.
And that
Yeah.
is legitimate because
Well, and I'll back that up because I have seen the bench.
Yes.
I've looked at stats.
Yeah.
The bench
Yeah.
has scored
Yeah.
more points than some of the starters.
That's
have.
right. That's right. Yeah, Kevin Durant became the all-time USA basketball scorer, men or women, just in the last game. But the point is too that the NBA now is predominantly European players. Okay, so when they go play in these Olympics now, like they play Serbia next, Serbia will probably beat them, is what I'm going to say. That's Jokic's team, the guy from the Nuggets, who's the 3-time MVP the last 3 years. So again, if you're just talking talent, it might be a coin toss, but there is some validity to it in that those guys and countries that 92 team were playing were not good, okay? The teams that these boys are playing today, those European players are on a whole nother level now.
Yeah.
I don't know the number, but the percentage of European players in the NBA now is far, 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 far greater than it was in the early 90s.
Europe is where NBA players went to die.
Right, exactly.
Like 10,
Now
15
they come to the
years
United
ago.
States.
Right.
Yeah. So,
Right. Like if you weren't good enough to play in the NBA, you go play in
yeah.
Europe.
But Charles is just caught up in his feelings. Of course, all these guys are going to say that.
Yeah.
And maybe he's right, but at the end of the day, they're playing much more competitive teams today than they were back in the 90s.
Yeah, let's take a look at some comments, dude. I love looking at the comments cam here. Again, we're talking about the fact that Charles Barkley thinks it's ridiculous that we're calling this basketball team here in 2024 better than the 1992 Dream Team, which we all know is total nonsense. Total nonsense. So Michael says the world can thank the 92 Dream Team for the way basketball is today. They embarrassed other countries best and pushed everyone to better their skills.
Yeah.
And they did. They really pushed basketball forward. So that's a good comment. Scott Joyner says, I realize just what you just said.
Right.
Scott just said, I realize the competition is better than 92, but South Sudan, they have been a country for 13 years and not one indoor basketball facility. USA should take care of.
Yeah, that's the
business
team they
against
beat by
this
1
type.
point.
Yeah.
That's the team they beat by 1 point.
So they only beat Sudan.
Yeah. Pretty sure it was
South
Sudan.
Sudan.
Yeah.
They've been a country for like 13 years. And they only
LeBron's been in the league longer than that country's had a ball team.
Right, and they only beat South Sudan by a point.
Yeah.
A lot of people say, the competition's much better now.
All right.
Much better now.
Yeah.
So Anthony said 92 team was playing teams that could barely dribble a basketball. I mean, I wouldn't go that far. They were starstruck. That I could agree with. I mean, can you imagine going up against
MJ and Magic,
and
Larry
Magic?
Bird?
I mean, you're like, dude, you're playing against them. You're like, I just want to watch.
Right. Yeah. I'm not even going to play defense.
I'm not even going to play defense.
Yeah.
Teams around the world is 100 times
And Barkley,
better.
coincidentally, was the leading scorer of the 92 Dream Team. Did you know that? So Barkley led the whole team in scoring in the 92 Olympics. So everyone talks about Michael and Magic and all these guys, but Barkley was the leading scorer on that team.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
So let's get over to, when we get back, we're going to get into football.
Football.
And we're going to talk about the stupidity
Is it?
in this freaking onside kick crap. I mean, wasn't it just, it was already dumb enough when they came up with these kicking, what is it, rules. You like this new rule. I think it's so stupid.
Yeah,
I think we're going on a issue.
Yeah.
We'll be right back, though, guys. Stay tuned. We're going to talk football. We're going to talk fantasy. We're going to talk a whole bunch of fun football stuff right when we get back. All right, everybody, welcome back to the show. We usually kick off the show by having a drink, and that's our thing every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Join us for some football, join us for some sports, and get a drink. If you don't drink, grab a soda. Get some milk.
Get some chocolate milk.
Get some chocolate milk. Get a straw.
What is your drink of choice if it's not alcohol?
If it's not alcohol?
Yes.
Diet Coke.
Diet Coke.
Diet Coke all the way.
Yeah, I'm a Canada Dry guy.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So what do we got tonight?
Well, you tell us what do we got tonight, because I'm
something special tonight.
I'm so excited to hear what you got tonight. So go ahead.
Right.
What's the deal here?
So for those of you that are tuning in from across the country and whatnot, we are in Rochester, New York, the great city of Rochester, New York, just about an hour east of Buffalo. So there is the oldest brewery on the East Coast resides right here in Rochester, the Genesee Brewery. Now, Jenny historically made really terrible beer. Jenny
Yeah,
Light.
I mean, if you grew up
here, you didn't drink Jenny.
and when
Unless
you
if
went
you
to
were
the bar and
Yeah.
people who drink, it was piss. It was piss, right? It was piss. Which is why when I moved back to the States from being gone for so long, and
It was
you who introduced this stuff right here.
Oh, yes.
Red Ruby Kolsch.
Yeah.
And you showed up with Jenny, and I'm like,
Totally judged me.
what?
I was like, this fucking guy's
This is
judging me.
disgusting. I mean, you might as well have given me Natty Ice until I realized they do flavors now.
Yeah, right. So just yesterday, Jenny announced a new flavor in their portfolio.
Oh, show
This is black cherry vanilla. Now, one of my favorite flavors on anything is cherry,
Okay.
right? So I went out and picked this doozy up yesterday the moment I saw it. So 12 packs are out there in your local Wegmans, Tops, Walmart, all over. Go pick up yourself some black cherry vanilla. Now, this is our first time trying it, so we're going to go ahead.
Have you not cracked one yet?
I have not.
You have-
I saved it for this occasion.
You really did not. Okay.
Right.
Okay. I'm excited.
So there's the best sound ever, right?
So for those of you who are just joining us, every week during the show we get into a drink, and today this is literally straight off the shelf.
This left the brewery
This
yesterday.
left the brewery yesterday. I don't know if you guys can see that, but this is black cherry vanilla Genesee. Okay.
Jenny's
And
killing it with these flavors.
Jenny's crushing it. They're absolutely crushing it. Anthony Ellis, thanks for liking the podcast, buddy. I appreciate that. That just flashed up across the screen. And we're about to crack it open. Let's do it, dude.
Here we go.
So we've never had this before. Black cherry. Now, you were telling me you need to keep it really cold,
You want it
right?
cold.
Okay. Is that is that like the instructions on the label or something?
No, it's just my
It's
instructions.
just your instructions?
Yeah.
All right. Cheers, guys. Cheers,
So
everybody
here we
watching
go,
the
right?
show. We
Cheers.
appreciate everything. Appreciate the sport. To the Dirty Hit. Oh my God, that is good.
Oh my.
You know what? I was worried.
Oh, that's dirty.
I was worried. I didn't even have us on set. It was on me the whole time. I apologize.
No, that's fine. That is totally fine.
Sometimes it's all about me.
That's fine.
But, you know.
Hold on, I got to do a second take.
Do a second take. So cheers. Cheers, Justin. I like this beer because it's.
Wow.
I didn't want something that was going to taste like a freaking black cherry soda.
You don't want cough syrup.
No.
Right. It's
So
not
it
that.
still has a really good, a beer taste to
Mm-hmm.
it, but a good, but you could taste the cherry
And the vanilla.
and the vanilla.
That's a nice
Absolutely.
balance.
That
Yeah.
is. These
Way
are
to go, Jenny.
These are dangerous. Yes, thank you. And I hope that maybe in the future Jenny could sponsor the show.
Maybe we can get Jenny,
I think we should
Jenny
get,
rep on
I-
the show.
I think we should get some money.
We should
for
go
this.
down to the brew house
Yeah.
and talk to somebody.
Yeah, I think if you guys know somebody, share this video, and I think Jenny needs to throw us some cash. For that
Shameless
little-
plug for
yeah,
Jenny.
shameless plug.
There you go.
So, all right, let's get into this new onside kick rules for the season. So, Justin, I'm going to let you talk about why you like this because I absolutely hate it.
So we talked last season, in season 1, about, now this is in addition to the new kickoff rules. These are the onside kick rules, to be clear. Okay, so last year
Right.
we discussed the new kickoff rules.
Yes, we did.
Okay?
And what were those again? Because it's been a while.
So
now.
if it lands out of, there's so, I'd have to go back and look at it. If it lands in the end zone, you go out to the 40. If it lands in the 20, you stay in the 20. If you kick it out of bounds, there's all these, and I love it because I think it makes the kicking game so much more dynamic.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see a kicker just blast it through the uprights in the end zone. Because if they do that now, the other team gets to start at the 40, which I like.
Right.
Okay. So it's really going to test the skills of the kicker. Ironically, just today, or was it yesterday, Harrison Butker became the highest paid kicker in NFL history. So you're going to see kickers now start getting paid for their actual skill rather than just having a big leg and blasting it through the end zone on a kickoff.
Yeah, I
Okay?
guess I can go with
Right.
that. I
Now-
can understand that.
Now, these onside rules, right, which is different naturally. So if you see this here, onside kicks are illegal before the fourth quarter. So you can't do one before the fourth quarter, right? Team must be losing to perform an onside kick. Okay, so if you're winning, you can't even do it anymore. And then team must declare, they must let the referee know that they're going to do an onside kick before doing so. Okay, now here's why I don't think this is a big deal. Everybody under the sun historically knew when the team's going to do an onside kick. There's no tricking. There's no faking an onside kick. There's not. Now, teams before would set up in a normal formation, and they'd run to the other side of the ball very quickly before the kicker went up and kicked it. But that is not alarming. That is not surprising, right? So everyone needs to settle the fuck down. These rules aren't going to change this particular set of rules. Now, the other rules, the kickoff rules, are going to have a much bigger impact. This is not alarming because, talk to me, historically, would anyone do an onside kick before the fourth quarter? Historically,
No.
maybe once in a blue moon, but relatively not. Right? If a team is winning, are
Like,
they
why
going
would
to
you
do?
do
If
an
a team
onside?
is
And I'm-
winning, are they going to do an onside kick?
An
No.
onside kick is like the Hail Mary of
That's what I'm
kicking.
saying, right? So people need to again settle down. This is not going to make any significant impact. There's no faking an onside kick to begin with anyway.
Right.
So the fact that they have to tell the ref, look, everybody could see what you're about to do anyway, right? So, I've heard people losing their mind over this on our page. Oh, the fucking league sucks. What happened to the game I love? Okay, nobody sits down to watch an NFL game for an onside kick. Okay,
Right.
so please settle down, chill out. It's not going to matter. The kickoff rules will matter far more than the onside kick rules will. All right. So that's my take on that. Everyone just take a breath, chill out. If you're watching an NFL game and you're going to get hyped over an onside kick, move on. Move on.
Let's see.
Flip the channel.
I do need. Well, I got to see how. Okay, so let's see. Dan Fisher said, "When are they going to ban tackling? Make tackling illegal under
Has
the
nothing
fourth-"
to do with kicking. My God, relax. Jesus.
So Dan said, "Make it illegal unless you are losing. Make it mandatory to notify the player by verbal agreement that you are going to tackle him." Make it
Yeah.
mandatory that all tackles take place in a controlled, safe environment where nobody can get hurt. But I do see the humor in it.
I see the humor in
I mean,
it.
because I said
Yeah.
the same thing. I mean,
Yeah.
I made a comment too, and I made a smart ass comment like that. Yeah, and also they're gonna. It was like, and make sure you give the other team their playbook the night before so they know exactly what plays you're gonna
Right.
do. Because I just was like, dude, come on, it's a little bit
Yeah.
too it's.
Yeah.
I just think the whole thing seems a little bit amateur hour to have to announce it. Like, do we have to do the whole
But
announcement
but
thing?
the teams were already announcing it without announcing
I
it
know,
before.
but just
the
let them-
way
let
that they
them
line
play.
up, but
Let
the
them
way
play.
that they line up, oh, they're about to onside kick it. You put your hands team on the field based on the formation, right? So, again, I'm just going to stop because, this doesn't change anything in my view. Everybody under the sun knew when an onside kick was about to happen, even though you didn't have to report it to the ref. No team in the league's going to do it to begin with, and no team's going to do it before the fourth quarter anyway. So let's move on.
I mean, people are upset. I know.
They really are.
I thought it was a bit ridiculous, and hundreds of people are just
and look at
pissed
some of these
off
things.
about it.
Oh, should they announce when they're going to pass or run? Guess what? For anybody who watches football, you can tell if they're going to pass or run by the formation. So this nonsense of having to report it to the referee, if you actually watch the game, yes, when they're about to pass the ball. There are teams out there, hey, it's 3rd and 21, and they run it because they just know they're not going to get the first down.
Right.
Okay.
Look at Kevin. Kevin's done watching football because of this. Kevin said.
Okay.
I'm glad this is my final season of NFL super fandom. They're about to completely ruin the game I loved watching my entire. Kevin, listen, buddy, you're not going anywhere.
No, he's not.
Okay, Kevin,
Not
sit
gonna go
down,
anywhere. Yeah.
have a beer, chill out.
If you didn't stop watching
Okay.
before the whole,
Yeah.
all the other nonsense, this
Yeah.
should not do it.
Yeah.
Right?
If you didn't stop watching when Kaepernick did
Yeah.
his whole
When the whole-
kneeling
yeah.
bullshit, then I can promise you will be back next year.
Oh, this beer is so good.
This is good. If you're just joining us, we're having our beer of choice tonight.
First time.
Literally just launched this yesterday, straight out of the brewery. Genesee beer, black cherry, vanilla. I'm going to put this as my second favorite.
You still like the
flavor.
Kolsch, the Ruby Red?
I like the ruby red
'Kay.
first.
Right.
We got the ruby red. Here, I'm just going to put these here so
Yeah.
everybody knows what an alcoholic I am. Here's the ruby red. Here's the black cherry.
Yeah.
We don't have the mango. Do you have a mango?
Not on me. No,
on
but
you.
we.
And the mango's just a little bit too fruity for my
I
liking.
didn't care for the mango.
Yeah.
The orange Keller beer, they're not making that this year. The orange cranberry, that's a good one too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is up there. So, all right. So I see a couple comments in here. Our friend Mr. Sherwood. Hey, good night, Jeff. How are you, sir?
Jeff, how you doing, buddy?
Jeff still seems to think they are going to kick it through the end zone on kickoffs. Hey, that's fine. That may happen. Just if they do that, the other team starts at the 40. So you're giving the other team an extra 20 yards.
So actually, you know what? I actually like that rule.
Yeah. Now, for the
Because-
sake of time, that might make sense.
I think that's a good rule because I was sick of every single kick just going in the end zone or
Right.
they
Yeah.
kneeling.
Yeah. Yeah, now if they do that, the other team starts at the 40.
So if they take a knee in the end zone or wave it or whatever that's called,
Doesn't matter.
where do they take it out to though now?
They won't.
Didn't they move that out?
If you're coaching a kickoff returner, they'd be coaching them to not touch the ball. And I don't know what happens if they kneel. I don't remember. But you would be coaching them to not touch the ball because if it goes through the in or through the end zone, the other team starts at a 40.
Right.
So if that ball is approaching the end zone, you just run away from it.
Okay.
Right.
It is gonna make the kicker a lot. You're right. I do agree with that, and I didn't think about that because it's gonna make the kicking aspect of the game a lot more interesting. Because, like you said, you're gonna have to.
Yep.
You're gonna have
drop
to
it
have a
in there.
lot more
Yeah.
skill there than just punting it away every time.
Yep. Yep. And it may be the 30. Thank you, Jeff. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, they are going to get extra yards. So it's just a matter of maybe sometimes it makes sense depending on the dynamics of the game and the score. But those rules are going to certainly challenge the kickers and the coaches to be a little bit more precise with their kicking. So yeah.
All right. Well, the bottom line is people are losing their minds.
Speaking of losing your mind,
What? Aaron Rodgers, man. Okay, let's talk about Aaron Rodgers because, yes, Aaron Rodgers is also losing his mind. Aaron Rodgers.
lay off the shrooms, dude.
Well, first of all, let's talk about the fact that Aaron Rodgers missed pretty much all of
The
preseason because
OTAs.
he was on his
He's on his Zen trip.
his Zen
whatever
trips
it
in
is.
Utah
Just
or
Sweat
whatever.
Lodge.
Yeah, Sweat
Yeah.
Lodge. So Aaron Rodgers goes on one of his Zen trips
Yeah.
and has a come to Jesus moment or whatever happened to him. And we're going to cut to a quick break, but after that, we're going to show you what Aaron Rodgers had to
fucking
say about his future and what he saw during one of his Zen trips.
Man, I see some things when I'm on gummies too, but damn.
Yeah.
Not this.
Yeah. So stay tuned. We'll tell you about that when we get back.
Lord.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
All right, welcome back. You guys are watching the Dirty Hit podcast right here on Wide Right Sports. We're going to be live every single Tuesday night, 9 p.m. And the reason we chose 9 p.m. is because we got through the football weekend. All right, football hasn't started yet. We got our first preseason game this Sunday, but it gives us a chance to watch Thursday night, Sunday, Monday night, come to you recapping everything on Tuesday night, and then get ready to do it all over again.
Yeah.
So we thought Tuesday night was a good night to kind of
Yeah.
bring the whole show to you guys. It's the Dirty Hit podcast. You can find it on all social media.
That's
and
dirty.
It's so dirty.
And, 9 o'clock, because, look, a lot of us are parents, okay? So, generally speaking, by 9 o'clock, the kids are down, the kids are in bed, right? Maybe even the wife or the husband. Whatever
At least
the
they
case
should
may
be,
At least
or
they
you're a
should
bad
be.
parent.
Well, unless if they're teenagers, who knows? I mean, you can't tell them anything.
You're not really a bad parent
But,
if your kids aren't down
no.
by 9.
Yeah,
But your
exactly.
kids should be down by 9.
But it gives us a chance to get our evening stuff done as parents, decompress a little bit,
Yeah.
and then jump on with your boys, crack a beverage, get a beverage,
And get dirty.
and just get dirty and talk some sports, right? So let's talk about this Aaron Rodgers
hence
thing.
that lovely background behind you.
Yeah,
I mean,
she's
it does.
beautiful.
Now, the reason we put that up is because the lingerie. First of all, what happened with that? The lingerie football league?
We live in a woke society, Matt.
Is that what happened?
Probably, I don't know.
I mean, that was like really going places.
You'd think it'd make a shit ton of money.
Well, see, here's the thing about.
But then again, I never tuned in.
Well, and what were you going to do? Tune in and have Pam come in the room and be like, "What the hell?"
Well,
are
I
you
don't.
doing?"
But this wasn't that stuff like 20 years ago. Like it's not been recent.
Is it really that?
I
old?
don't know. We'd have to Google it. I
Yeah.
mean,
Okay.
you know that Google owns 90% of the internet now.
Well, yeah, trust me, I know because
Google.
when you try to look at real news, you're not going to get it from Google. But that's another whole podcast. That's another whole podcast. Let's talk about Aaron Rodgers.
Good old Aaron.
So Aaron Rodgers, all right, went on one of his,
What was it? This
hippy
it was a
dippy
sweat
trip.
lodge.
It was a sweat lodge.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. But Aaron Rodgers, we put this up on Wide Right Sports. I was actually getting my haircut today, Justin, and I saw it. I didn't realize you or the team or whoever put this up, and I just started laughing because I was like, oh, my God. Aaron Rodgers says, I was in a sweat lodge last month. I saw the future. I can't tell you what it is, but I can tell you the city of New York will be happy when we hoist the Lombardi this year. Aaron, lay off the damn shrooms, buddy. Okay, you're not even gonna see the postseason.
Right.
Okay, you'll be lucky if you make it through. What did we say the over/under is on Aaron Rodgers
4
this year?
games.
4 games
Four
this
games.
year. It went from 4.
Yeah, that was in our
four-
finale of season 1. We did that. Yep.
We went from 4 plays
Yep.
to 4 games.
4 games. Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he's not showing up to preseason.
Nope. He's 41.
He's 41 years old.
And let's just put this to bed. He's not playing at the same level that Brady was playing at that same age. Not even close. Okay.
No.
All right.
No.
And
because
how
he's
is he
not-
ranked? And here's my thing. A lot of people are pissed about this, Matt. He is ranked, like in Madden, he has like a 92 ranking. He didn't even play last year.
I've seen people. I've seen.
Like people are losing their mind about this.
Yeah.
Right. So anyway,
I heard one guy's like suing Madden because of his ranking.
Hey Matt, you want to go to a sweat lodge? What does that even
To
mean?
be honest, I would with Aaron Rodgers. I mean, you think your gummies get you going? I
Right?
bet whatever Aaron Rodgers is on is. So Justin, walk us through some of these comments here.
So yeah, I was on a sweat lodge last month, and let's look at some of these comments. Somebody needs to shake this guy. He's apparently stuck in a nightmare. Aaron, I'll change your dreams. The Bills are hoisting the Lombardi in New York.
That a boy.
Okay, that's a stretch, but
Or
okay,
girl,
we'll take
Patty.
it. Right. I mean, everyone's on step with us. Look, he needs to stop it right now, and we could just keep
That's me. That was
scrolling and
me.
scrolling. Everybody's saying the same thing here. Jesus, what a dreamer, so on and so forth. Right. You know, I can't. The best shrooms ever. So here's the other thing too. If you're the GM of this team, is that Woody Johnson? I believe Mr. Woody Johnson. How do we feel about all of the money and assets you gave up to get this guy? Right? He gave you 4 plays last year. Now it wasn't his fault, right? He went out on an injury. God bless him. But in his off season, he's not training.
No.
He's not lifting. He's not. He's
No,
not.
he's running. He was running for vice president at
He's
one
not
time.
training with his teammates to get the idiosyncrasies down and the timing down. He is running for vice president
Yeah.
and going to a sweat lodge
Yeah.
and going in an underground cave.
What is a sweat lodge, by the way? Is
We're
that
gonna-
code?
Let's put that down to discuss next week.
Okay.
We're going to do some research for
Can
everyone.
we get Aaron Rodgers
Or
on
if
the
anyone
show?
on the page knows what a sweat lodge is, go
Yeah.
ahead and throw it in the comments. I mean,
like
I'm
to
thinking
know.
like a sauna. Is it? I mean, but this sounds a lot more deep,
Yeah.
right? So anyway, Aaron, best of luck to you, buddy. But we got you for 4 games this year, and
I don't see
let's
it.
see. Let's see what happens.
All right, dude. So speaking of the upcoming season, here's some power rankings.
Okay.
All right, we got the power rankings, your 2024 preseason
By
power
our friends at
rankings.
Fox.
Our friends at Fox, who seem to think they know it all. The fact that they have the Bills at here, hold on a second. As we opened the show with, we did say
Yes.
the Bills have a brand new team.
Yep.
Let's be honest. Besides Allen and a couple
Lot
other
of
players,
questions.
a lot of questions.
Yeah.
So, what do you make of these power rankings, Justin? Are they somewhat spot on, or is this totally asinine?
Well, this is, for me, what's the term? Way too early. I mean, this is predicated maybe on if nothing changes with any of these rosters or teams. I have questions about this, and not necessarily about the Bills, because I think the Bills are probably where they need to be, given all the changes. Now, everyone, right, like us, is quick to talk about the players, Matt, but they also have a brand new defensive coordinator, right? They also have a lot of changes, right, in their personnel. But I'm looking at this like, the AFC is loaded. So let's just look at the AFC. San Francisco is fine. Kansas City is fine. Detroit is fine. But the Texans, so Fox thinks that the Texans are the second best team in the NFC, right? Because 2, 3, and 4 are NFC teams. I'm sorry if I said it. I mean the AFC. So they think the Texans are the second best team in the AFC.
They think Green Bay's the 6th.
Yeah.
How the hell did Green Bay get anywhere near the top 10 is beyond me. I know the Bills have a brand new team.
Sure.
But the Bills are not.
Green Bay is up and coming though, but to have them at 6, I agree.
That's a little bit
that's a
like let's
stretch.
just slow
Right.
down a minute.
Right.
Okay, Burrow's back. I get it. They want the Bengals is. Why do I feel like Burrow is the NFL's next golden child? Are you getting that? Are you getting that feeling?
He gets love.
What's that?
He gets a lot of love.
He gets
now,
a
when
lot
he's
of
healthy, though,
love.
he plays.
No, he deserves it. Like I
Right.
said, but why do I feel like Josh Allen gets kicked to the curb every single season though? Joe Burrow's already getting love
'Cause we're in Buffalo.
from being off season for most of it last year, right? And you'd think this kid was Mahomes the way the media is talking about him already.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, he did go to the Super Bowl in his second year, I want to say. When he's healthy, he plays. He plays very, very well. But you're right. I mean, maybe it's a bit premature. The Ravens at 8. I mean, I think, the Ravens are getting overlooked because they do have Derrick Henry now as a running back. The AFC is going to be absolutely loaded this year, and it has been for the last several years. We have an answer on a sweat lodge.
Do we?
Our friend Juliette Clark
Oh, did she look it up?
has put in the comments, a sweat lodge is a low-profile hut, typically dome-shaped or oblong and made with natural materials. And there's more, but I'll stop there.
Oh, geez, does it
So-
get dirty?
I'm not going to go further in there, but yeah, it looks pretty dirty. So we now have a general idea of what a sweat lodge is. That does not sound appealing to me. If you called me and said, Justin, I got a sweet deal on a sweat lodge in Wyoming. You want to take the plane out
just
there?
me and you.
No, I'm good, bro. I'm gonna pass on that.
Right.
Okay. All right, but back to these
Thanks,
rankings.
Juliet. Thanks,
Thank you.
hon. Thanks, hon. And that is my wife, by the way, which is why I'm calling her hon. I'm not being sexist.
Not being that guy.
I'm not
You're
being
not a
that guy.
misogynist.
She
at
is
all.
my
No,
hon.
she is.
All right.
So I think, I mean, again, you get on the back end of this, it doesn't matter. But you look at the front end of this. I don't know why the Jets are 13th. I mean, again, based on everything that happened last year, I don't get that. I also don't understand how the Cowboys are 12th. Even LA being that high is questionable for me. But hey, you know, these guys are the experts, right? We're just podcasters. So
we got Caleb Williams, though. Look at he's in the top. He just made the top half.
he did.
Chicago Bears. Caleb
You know,
Williams.
I don't wish anything on anybody, but
to be honest, I hope he comes out and does it.
I hope he balls out.
But
I would enjoy it just as much if he just is a dud for all the shit that he talked.
See, the thing is, I love the controversy, and there's going to be way more of it if he just keeps talking mad shit and winning.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if he continues to talk shit and bombs out, well, that's the end of the Caleb Williams story,
Of course.
right? It's done.
Right. Yeah.
But if he just keeps coming out like a total dick and a cock, and I own the place, and he does actually win,
Good for him.
Good for him,
Good for him.
and the story's going to continue.
That's right, that's right,
So
yeah.
we'll have
Yeah.
some good. We'll have,
Yeah.
you know, I want the sound bites.
Yeah, so my big problem with this is really the Texans being ranked the second best team in the AFC. I think that's ridiculous. I mean, the AFC East, for example, but you know, really between the Bills and the Dolphins, you know, in the AFC North, the Ravens and the Bengals, they're right there. So, but we'll see. I mean, it's
Giants got the shaft.
What I 100% agree with is the Panthers being ranked 32nd.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, the New York Giants,
keep pounding.
number
Keep pounding.
29.
Yeah.
Ouch. I'm going to give a shout out to my neighbor right now, and I'm going to send him a clip of this. He's a big Giants fan. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, well,
the Giants, number 29 on the power rankings. Oh,
The Commanders are above the Giants.
Yeah, the Commanders
and the
are above you,
Raiders are
buddy.
above the Giants.
Oh.
Like, oh my God.
it's not going to be your year,
Remember
man.
my dark horse
Not-
pick of the
yeah,
year?
Who was it? Giants.
No, the Indianapolis Colts.
Who was mine?
Yours was the. Who did you say? Your dark horse. I think you said the Raiders.
I did say
you
the
said the Raiders.
I said the
That's
Raiders.
right,
and
yeah.
where are the Raiders ranked on this one right now?
26th.
26th.
Yeah,
Yep.
26th.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, well, you know, listen, anything can happen. It's going to be, I feel like this is going to be a wild year.
It is.
I want to know from everybody, who do you guys have? Who you got this year?
Yeah, throw it in the comments.
Throw it in the comments. Who do you got? So who do I have, Justin? I'm gonna throw down right now.
Because remember, the dark horse was not who's going to win the Super Bowl, just who's going to fuck shit up. Mm-hmm. Okay, who's going to do some unexpected things, right?
This isn't the dark horse pick. This is just
No,
who
this
I
is
got.
who's going to win the
This
Super
is who's
Bowl.
going to win the Super
So
Bowl.
who are you going with? I know who I'm going with.
You're not going with KC again, are you?
No, God, no. I would never pick Casey.
Yeah,
Just
but I
out of
gotta-
spite.
I know, but you know, if you had to put money on it, okay. Let me ask you this: if you had to put money on it, who are you going with?
San Francisco.
Are you? You think Purdy's going to get it done? Yeah.
They were so close last year.
Yeah.
Right. They have the same.
So
team.
who are they going up against? The
It'll-
Chiefs again?
in the AFC. The AFC is so wide open.
Because I don't think he's beating Mahomes.
It's not, but that's not quarterback versus quarterback. I'm
No,
looking at
I
that
know.
San
I
Francisco
just can't
defense.
see.
I know.
Yeah.
I just think San Francisco's gonna. They have literally the same team, the same coaching staff. Another year under their belt, another year under Purdy's belt, and they're one of the youngest teams in the NFL. So San Francisco would be my pick this year. Who are you going with?
Oh, man. So my pick, if I had to put money on it, a whole $5, because I really don't know. I don't know. I'm going to go with, you know who I'm going to go with? I'm going to go with the Ravens.
The Ravens.
I think Lamar's going to get it figured
Okay,
out.
All right.
I'm going to go with the Ravens. I do think they're going to.
That's a good pick.
They're going to. Lamar Jackson's going to figure it out this year. He's going to get it dialed in.
Yeah.
Ravens are going to do it. Guys, stay tuned. We'll be right back after these messages. Well,
Fucking Aaron.
I mean, if Aaron, you know what I like about Aaron Rodgers though, he at least is just out with it.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
Yeah, he's
give
not
a
trying to
shit.
hide
He's like, I don't
anything.
care what you think about
Nothing.
me. I'm Aaron. Like whatever.
Yeah. All right.
And he was like that during COVID. He was
Yeah.
like that during. I mean, he's made some really wild claims and
Sure.
he's gone down some pretty serious rabbit holes.
Literally.
And you know what though? He doesn't do a 180.
No.
He doesn't
No,
think,
he
oh
doesn't
shit, that was
backpedal.
kind of. He doesn't backpedal.
Yeah,
He doesn't flip flop.
No. He doesn't play PR.
Nope, he goes all the way with
Yeah.
it. He goes all the way with it. So CBS Sports and Sportsline teamed up to use a model. Okay, we were just predicting. So before the break, if you're just joining us, I predict that we were talking about who you got this year. Okay. Justin, you're going with Brock.
The 49ers.
and the 49ers.
Yeah.
I'm going with Lamar Jackson. I think Lamar Jackson could get it done.
Over the Bills, eh?
Oh, definitely over the Bills.
Okay, all right.
The Bills aren't going anywhere.
Okay. all
But
right.
listen,
We each had them pegged for 9.5 this
the
year.
Bills, as much as I love the Bills, don't get me wrong, Mafia. I freaking love Josh Allen. I love the whole deal. Not really sold on McDermott still being there.
But we're realists.
I'd rather see Belichick come in and lead the way. Can we rip a clip of this
Right?
and get it out there and poke some bears?
Pokes and bears.
But I think I definitely don't think they're going anywhere near the Super Bowl, the Bills. But Lamar Jackson, I do think he can get it done.
Okay. Very
So,
good. So what's AI say?
So what's AI say? So AI, CBS Sports and Sportsline, they teamed up to use a model to predict the 2024 NFL season. 49ers to beat the Ravens.
Hey, wow, there you go.
Oh, did you know that?
did not- I did not know
You did
that.
not know that.
I did not know
Now
that.
I know you. I know they. I know earlier they queued the post up, but I didn't actually read it.
Right.
I
yeah,
did not
yeah.
read that.
Yeah.
So AI is wow. How
That's
nuts!
pretty wild.
We gotta make sure we come back to
That's
this.
pretty cool.
So Justin just said the 49ers. I said the Ravens. I swear to God, we did not see this post. I swear on my mom's grave.
Yeah, this was from May.
We didn't see this post. This was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Although I did post it, but I
Right.
totally forgot about it
Yeah.
because it says my name's right there.
Yeah.
I honest to God forgot about it, and that's so funny that we
That
just
is
called
funny.
those two
Yeah,
teams.
that's interesting.
Ravens. So of course the Bills lose to KC again.
Of course they do.
Did I
course they
write
do.
that?
You did?
I did write that.
Yeah, of course.
I don't remember writing this. My name's right there. I can't hide the fact
Maybe you
that
were in
I
a sweat lodge.
I was. You know what? I just came back from my sweat lodge trip with Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, all right.
So the hallucinogenics were still kind of doing their thing.
Pretty deep.
Pretty deep.
All right.
So here's the deal. AI is predicting
So that has the Lions losing in the first round. Wow, that's surprising.
well, you know what? did the Lions go to second round this year?
They
did.
Yeah.
So let's see here. Bengals and Texans. I don't agree with that at all. I see the Bengals beating the Texans.
All right.
I do see the Bills beating the Chargers. I see KC walloping the Panthers. That's not even going to be
Jags.
remotely close.
Yeah.
I see Baltimore beating the Texans. That's maybe a little bit more fair.
Well, you
of
said the
the
Bengals would beat the
score.
Texans, though.
I did.
So would the Bengals beat the Ravens?
But according to
According
this,
to this, okay,
I'm
yeah.
just kind of going with what I see there now. Otherwise, it gets messy. Eagles, I do not see the Eagles losing.
Look at the Saints.
I don't
Like,
see the Saints.
They have the
beating-
Saints getting
Why?
in,
Why?
beating the Eagles.
Why
and then-
though? Based on what?
I don't know. I don't even know who their quarterback is now that I'm thinking of it. Who's the Saints quarterback? I don't even know who their quarterback is.
I don't see that happening at all.
Anyone know who the Saints quarterback is this year? I have no idea.
No.
All right.
Dallas, yes. Detroit, yes. Even though they have Detroit losing, I don't believe that. I think Detroit would beat
Right.
Green Bay. Anyway, let's assume Green Bay gets through. I don't see Green Bay beating Dallas either.
No.
Why are we so, what's with Green Bay today?
Green Bay. Green Bay was good last year. Green Bay made a run. Jordan Love is literally projected. I think there was another clip we were gonna maybe put up. I don't remember. Jordan Love played excellent ball last year. He just got a fat contract, right? So, and they played well last year. They have some nice pieces. They actually are the youngest team in the NFL. So the Packers are certainly in the mix for sure. The problem the Packers have is they're in the same division as the Lions. And if the Bears make noise, that could be a really tough division. Notice how I'm not referencing the Vikings because they're trash. So, yeah, so this is interesting. This is what AI says by 1 point. Look at that. All right. Well, let's see how it plays out.
Okay, well, Justin and I called the Ravens. Justin
I
called
need
KC.
another black cherry. Do you?
Let's get into black cherry. All right, let's do it. So we're drinking black cherry, Genesee. It literally just came on the market yesterday, right?
Yep.
Straight from the brewery. So the only Genesee beers I would ever drink are the flavored beers.
You wouldn't drink Jenny Light?
I would not drink Jenny Light. No.
So Jenny Light is what we use when we
I might
tailgate.
shotgun. There we go. I was just going to say I might keyhole shotgun a Jenny
Yeah.
Light.
Jenny Light is what
I
we
might
use.
funnel a Jenny Light.
Yeah, when we're tailgating at concerts,
you
playing
know what,
beer
that's
pong,
fair,
and that
that's
sort of
fair,
thing.
yeah.
Shotgunning.
That's fair.
'Cause
When,
you just
when
want
it's
something-
either like between piss and beer.
When you just want something
Then
quick and
fine.
dirty,
Okay,
yeah.
fine.
When you
Then
want
I'd take
something,
Jenny.
when you want something quick and dirty, you
Yeah.
just go with a Jenny Light.
Yeah.
Right?
So here's our count for tonight's show. There's the
Yes.
count. There's a tally.
There we go.
We're in a competition. Oh, hold on.
This doesn't count the 3 before the show.
Let's back up. So 3 versus 3.
All right.
Who's gonna win the contest tonight? How many?
We should do this actually.
There we go. All right.
Hold on.
So we talked a little bit about the AI predictions. Let's go over to NFL preseason. Week 1 is here. Justin, run us through the Week 1 schedule. What do we got?
Yeah, so we got the first game Thursday the 8th, literally 2 days, which is pretty cool. 2 teams that nobody cares about. This is like trying to hook up with 2 fat chicks at a bar 20 years ago. Like nobody, that's not exciting. Okay. Down there, the 9th, we got the Texans and the Steelers. That is a much more exciting game. Okay. Because the Steelers too. The Steelers could make noise. The problem the Steelers have this year is they're in that tough division. That AFC North is brutal. And then Saturday, here we go, the Bears and the Bills.
There we
right?
go. Hey,
1 p.m.
hey.
in Buffalo.
Yep.
In Buffalo. All right.
Are we going to that?
No.
I'm gonna.
I mean, if we have the option to go, let's go. But I don't know. At the moment, we don't have those plans, unless if we have our passes ready to go. And there's some other notable games on here, but everyone just gets excited because football is back. But let's just be honest. You start watching a couple of these preseason games, you stop watching 2 or 3 drives in.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The only reason I go to these games is for my son.
Right.
I can care less. And we don't even see. You go to that game, you're not gonna see anybody play, are you?
No, you're going to see the starters play for 1 or 2 drives, and then all the guys trying to make the team come in, which is fine. But they're really evaluating the talent and seeing who's going to fill the back end of that roster.
Right.
But yeah, so anyway, preseason, and here we go. So we're going to talk a little fantasy.
Let's talk fantasy.
So you're in our league this year.
I am. I'm doing the fantasy league this year.
Right.
Yep. I'm excited about it. We have a kickoff party. What's going on in your desk over there, Justin? What is that trophy there?
We got a lot going on. So I have commissioned, like many, but I have commissioned a fantasy football league for, oh my God, over 10 years now or so.
Mm-hmm.
The name of the league is called Smoking Beers because, well, obviously, when you're watching football, you smoke food and drink beer, right? So we have our championship trophy here every year, right? So we got Smoking Beers Fantasy Football League Championship. And then on the side, we get all the winners engraved on a year-to-year basis.
Oh, that's nice.
Right? So
who won it
shout
last?
out to our buddy who was on the show last season, Mr. Brian Shevlin.
He was. He's in the intro, too, of the show.
Yeah, his team name was the Ripper Magoos. And he took... Now, I've done research. So in our fantasy football league last year, the final and the championship was decided by half of a point.
Come on.
Half
Half
a
a
point.
point.
So the difference between first and second was a half a
Wow.
point, right? Probably, for me, the most competitive final
Yeah,
I've ever seen
that's
in a
crazy.
fantasy football league, right? So we will bestow the championship trophy, where am I at here, to Mr. Brian, along with his winnings. Actually, I already gave him his winnings, so he can enjoy those now. But so you're in this year, right? 10-team league, PPR.
I am in.
Right.
Wide right shenanigans.
Wide Right Shenanigans is your
I was
going to
go with a different name, but there was a bit of profanity involved, so we
We like
decided-
that, though.
Yeah.
But,
But then I couldn't talk about it on the show.
You couldn't.
Then I can pull it up and people would be like, you're such
Right.
an asshole.
Right.
Yeah.
So we got this going on. We're very excited about it. The owners' meeting is going to be the 23rd, where we will get everything booted up for the season. And we officially welcome you to the league, Matt. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. But good thing I didn't call my team name Hawk Trois. Because
We have a guy in our league that's already done it.
come on.
We do. We do.
Are we kicking him out?
We're going to discuss this at the owners' meeting.
All right, because if your fantasy team name is Hawk Trois, this year you're getting booted from the league. I don't care. All right.
It's
That's
so
the
played
rule.
out at
It's
this
so
point.
played
It was
out.
funny the
Stop
first
it.
week or two.
She's like, she's gonna be the quickest one-hit
Flash in the
wonder
pan.
you've
Yeah.
ever freaking seen. I mean, she was getting contracts,
Yep.
celebrity
And
appearances.
it's already stolen
It's
out.
already
It's
done.
already
it's done.
stolen
I haven't
out.
heard about it.
Right. Yeah.
What did that last? Like a whole week and a half.
It's already stolen out. Yeah. Yeah.
So the Hawk Trois girl.
Yeah, so don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy.
No.
Or girl. Because
Don't.
there's a lot of great... my wife has won fantasy football in our league a
Has
couple of
she?
years. Sure
Okay.
has. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
All right.
she's
Well,
bowing
that's
out
good
this
to
year,
know.
though. She wants to just let the fellas have some fun, so bless her heart. And
Yeah.
she's good, so that's a good thing.
All right. Well, I'm excited about it this year. I'm excited about the season.
But don't name your team Hawk Tua, please.
No,
It's just played
it's
out.
done.
Yeah.
It's done. Stop
Because
it.
by the time the season starts, nobody will be talking about that
Nobody's
anymore.
even talking about it
Now,
right now.
maybe if you have Tua on your team,
Mm-hmm.
I can get that. But still, just there's better
But
stuff
who wants
out there.
Tua on their team?
There's so many great names out there.
Yeah.
So many great names out
What's
there.
going to happen with the Dolphins? We can't go a whole show without harping on the Dolphins.
Of course not. Well,
So-
Sherwood's already dropped off.
Sherwood's gone. He was
Yeah,
past his
Sherwood's already
bedtime.
dropped off, yeah.
So what's the deal with the Dolphins?
The same as always.
They're just going to
Tua's gonna suck. Now he just got a big contract. I don't know why.
Why?
I don't know why.
Right.
Right. He can throw a nice pass every now and then.
Yeah.
But and McDaniel,
Yeah.
the fuck boy there.
Yeah.
He's just gonna flame out. Do you know that he starts? Get this. He starts every Dolphins team meeting on the 24th minute of the hour to remind the team they haven't won a playoff game in 24 years. Like, who the fuck shits on their own team like that?
Is that true?
That's really true. I'm not making this up.
I thought that was just a meme.
No.
Oh my God, that is the best thing I've ever
Right?
seen in my life.
Cheers.
That's
Cheers.
awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. The Dirty Hit right here on Wide Right Sports. All your favorite podcast platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
We love
the
you guys.
Dirty Hit Podcast. Thank you so much for joining us every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Promise we will be on time next week. You all have a great week. Preseason week 1. We'll catch you guys next week.
Let's get dirty.